Okay, hi there, Asha, and everyone else that's listening. Okay, this is the reading of an extract from the Blue Geranium. It's a Miss Marple novel, and it's read by Asha, who has a really, really posh English accent, and she's trying to improve it, but it's already very good. So, let's listen.
Do you mean George Pritchard? Asked Colonel Bantry.
Okay, this pronunciation of Pritchard, you haven't got it perfectly right. Let's see. Firstly, I think your major problem is the stress. George Pritchard, but as your accent is very, very posh, do you mean George Pritchard? But Pritchard, yeah. Okay, you can continue lengthening that ard, but as you say, it doesn't sound right. Do you mean George Pritchard? Pritchard? Asked Colonel Bantry. Okay.
I'll never believe it of George, though, mind you, even the nurse believes it.
That sounds very, very good indeed.
At the time of the exhumation, she didn't know how it was done.
Okay, that's pretty good. At the time of the exhumation, she didn't know how it was done.
In fact, she wouldn't say anything at all, but it was clear enough that she believed George to be in some way responsible for his wife's death. She was convinced of it.
Okay, that sounds very good as well. One thing I would probably recommend, Asha, is just try and slow down a little bit. Don't go for it quite so fast. Just keep it slower. When you're reading something, the slower the better, within reason.
Well, said Dr Lloyd, perhaps she wasn't so far wrong.
Okay, that's great again. Well done with that well. That well is perfect, and you've nailed the W.
And mind you, a nurse often knows.
So, and mind you, lengthen that U a little bit. And your pronunciation of nose is fantastic. It's incredibly posh.
She can't say she's got no proof, but she knows.
And that nose again, that's perfect. That's really good. Okay.
Sir Henry leant forward. Come now, Miss Marple, he said persuasively, you're lost in a daydream.
Okay, I love that, lost. You're lost in a daydream. Personally, I would say lost in a daydream, but that lost is very, very posh again, and it sounds perfect with your accent.
Won't you tell us all about it?
Very good with that W in won't. Yeah, one of the things I've noticed you've done it in this is you put much less emphasis and much less stress on your W's, and that makes them sound much better.
Miss Marple started and turned pink. Beg your pardon, she said. I was just thinking about our district nurse. Most difficult problem.
And that most, that's a lovely pronunciation. It's lovely posh pronunciation as well.
More difficult than the problem of the blue geranium? It really depends on the primroses, said Miss Marple. I mean, Mrs. Bantry said they were yellow and pink. If it was a pink primrose that turned blue, of course that fits in perfectly. But if it happened to be a yellow one...
I really like the blue. That sounds very nice as well. Okay, and notice yellow one, that was really good. The were was good, the one was good. And let's continue.
It was a pink one, said Mrs. Bantry.
So, I like this again. It was. I would say it was, but with your accent, it was. It sounds fine.
She stared. They all stared at Miss Marple. Then that seems to settle it, said Miss Marple. She shook her head regretfully. And the wasp season and everything, and of course the gas.
Okay, that's good. That W in wasp. And the wasp season. Very good again. Okay, and let's continue.
It reminds you, I suppose, of countless village tragedies, said Sir Henry.
Good with village. Well done.
Not tragedies, said Miss Marple, and certainly nothing criminal. But it does remind me a little of the trouble we are having with the district nurse.
Okay, let's see. This word criminal. You went criminal. And you need an extra syllable in there. Criminal. Criminal. Nothing criminal. Criminal sound. If you say nothing criminal, that sounds a bit estuary. Yeah? No. Nothing criminal. Nothing criminal.
After all, nurses are human beings. And what with having to be so correct in their behavior, and being so thrown with their family, can you wonder that things sometimes happen?
That very good. What with? The W's here again, you nailed them perfectly. Okay. Yes.
A glimmer of light broke upon Sir Henry. You mean Nurse Carstairs? Oh no, not Nurse Carstairs. Nurse Copling. You see, she had been there before, and very much thrown with Mr. Pritchard, who you say is an attractive man.
Pritchard. Pritchard. You can lengthen this ard as much as you want, but you've got to put the stress on the first bit, on the Pritchard.
Poor thing. Well, we needn't go into that. I don't suppose she knew about Miss Instow, and of course afterwards, when she found out, it turned her against him, and she tried to do all the harm she could. Of course the letter really gave her away, didn't it?
I really like this. That's a really good posh pronunciation as well. And I believe that's the end of it. Okay, this was very, very, very good, Asha. I'm really happy with what you've done with the W's. It sounds really good. I think the only thing I would say is just try and slow down. I wouldn't say there are any mistakes in this at all. Well, just the Pritchard thing, but I don't think that's really relevant. Well done. And
Do you mean